The year is 2150. Human life has become much better now. Science has advanced a lot, but in all this, our green world has been sacrificed. Just step outside your house and it literally feels like entire cities are burning. Global warming is at its peak. Sea levels have risen significantly. Cities like Venice have now been submerged underwater, and now the whole world is under threat. The government, which was only interested in power and votes, played the biggest role in bringing the world to this point. But now those governments have collapsed under the weight of their own greed. There is chaos all over the earth, and science has There is a way out of this situation too. You just have to take one step and set foot in the time machine. What will happen? If we go back in time and stop those crucial events that led to our current situation, then in the year 2150, can we get out of that disaster as quickly as possible towards an optimistic and bright future? Don't you think time travel is the perfect solution? What if I told you that what you're thinking about time travel, it's not quite like that? Could it turn out to be dangerous for us? Could our last hope become our downfall? After all, how does time travel actually work? Is it just science fiction, or is there a deep mystery hidden behind this concept? Let's begin. It was proposed that time is not constant or fixed. It's like a river that can bend and twist. And the biggest thing is that we can manipulate it. We can take it in any direction. According to this theory, time can be directed too. But apart from this, recent research in quantum mechanics has opened the doors to some very strange possibilities, like the idea of closed time-like curves, a path in space-time through which we humans can move in loops. We might be able to do it. Stephen Hawking, who was one of the greatest scientists of his time, speculated that we could travel through time using wormholes. These wormholes can connect distant points in this universe, working like shortcuts in space-time. If we somehow find these wormholes or succeed in creating them, we could travel from one era to another as if it were a cosmic doorway. A person could get stuck at any point in time. And now things get even more interesting here. If time travel is somehow possible, then we don't even need to focus on preventing the apocalypse, because we can. If we can't travel to the future in time travel, then our hopes will depend on going back into our past. Just think about it. By changing some crucial events before the apocalypse even begins, we And maybe we could even stop dangerous political movements that caused unrest in the world. This seems like a perfect solution, right? As good as these things sound to us, there's also a terrifying and scary side behind them. It can save us from the apocalypse. First, let's take a look at the environmental apocalypses like climate change that humanity and civilization are facing. This is the biggest threat, but what if we could go back in time and stop it? What if we could inform the scientists and leaders of that time about the coming apocalypse in advance and switch to renewable energy? If we give the right priorities, stop deforestation, and convince countries to save the earth, then we can stop this dangerous apocalypse before it even begins. After this comes the nuclear apocalypse, which creates an atmosphere of terror all over the world when there is tension between two nuclear powers. In 1945, when for the first time people will be able to live without fear. If we talk about politics, then it can only happen through political means. Today, the world has seen many dictators rise, and they have only spread unrest and genocide across the globe. What if time? Apart from this, there are many other things, like technology is developing with time, so if we go to the future, we can learn from the mistakes there and correct the present. If there is any sign of a terrible catastrophe in the future, it can be prevented from happening. We can also make some arrangements in the present itself, but whatever actions we take, we will definitely see their consequences. Will we be able to fully control the outcome of that interference, or will we be controlled by those forces? Our efforts might get out of control. The first and most frightening scenario is the risk of the butterfly effect. This idea says that even the smallest change in the past can have a huge and unpredictable impact on the future. You don't know that unintentionally you might have started a chain of events that could give rise to an even bigger dictator, or it could lead to a terrible war. As a result, the future we were trying to save has become even more terrifying. Just imagine, you managed to stop the use of nuclear weapons in a war, but then another country started using biological weapons. This could give rise to events like these. It was your own actions that led to such a great catastrophe. Then you go back again and try to stop it, but because of your interference, another catastrophe happens every time, and in this way, you get stuck in a loop. And of course, we can't forget about paradoxes. The grandfather paradox is the most classic example of this. You go into the past to meet your grandfather, but during an argument, you accidentally kill your grandfather when he was a child. So if your grandfather never existed, he never got married, then by what logic would you prove the existence of your father and yourself? These paradoxes not only break the rules of time, but they also raise questions about reality itself. Many scientists believe that if such a paradox ever occurs, it would completely destroy time, space, and reality. But the risks don't end here. The ethical implications related to time travel are the most dangerous. If we gain the power to travel through time and change the past, then who will decide what should be changed? This role would be nothing less than that of a god. If governments and powerful corporations gain control over time, they will write history according to their own needs. They will erase anything and anyone from history. Isn't this concept terrifying? Even if we assume that time travel will be in safe hands, who will decide which changes are right to make? The changes that seem right to us. It's possible that tomorrow, those very changes could appear before us as a great disaster. This way, we'll just end up stuck in the same time loop again. Power and control are the scariest parts of time travel. Who will have control over it? Governments, corporations, and some scientists, or even some underground organization. Controlling time itself would be a war in itself. The power to change the past and the ability to alter the future are no less dangerous than a deadly weapon. It can change the world. Governments could use this to erase their own tainted history, cover up their mistakes, and even create a false history of the opposition party. Then elections will become meaningless. Whoever controls time will become God. Just think about it. If control of time travel falls into the wrong hands, what will happen to the truth? In such a world, the very foundation of reality will become weak. Whoever controls time will also be able to control reality. But beyond politics and power, there will always be a moral dilemma regarding time travel. Who will decide which event should be changed? Who will determine what is good or bad for the future? Should we prevent a catastrophe and save millions of lives? Or should we let things continue as they are for the sake of peace in the future? These are some questions that will make even intellectuals think. Here, it is also important to consider individuals. Suppose you are the supreme leader of an organization that controls time travel, then you also have the power to go back to the past whenever you want and save someone close to you, but in exchange, millions of lives will be lost. So would you do that, or would anyone do that? This personal element makes time travel even more dangerous. When emotions and personal desires take over a person, decisions become even more dangerous, and their consequences are nothing less than catastrophic. What do you think? Can time travel really save us from a catastrophe? The answer isn't that simple. Going forward in time and making changes by going back can create many dangerous situations. In 1950, a very strange incident occurred that surprised historians, scientists, and even conspiracy theorists. He claimed that he had developed a device that had the power to look into the past. That device was so powerful that any moment in history could be seen and heard as if we were watching that time in real time. He also said that this device was not just for seeing history, but it also had the ability to make you feel it. This strange event in history is known as the Chronovisor incident, and some people even said that it was used to witness events like the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. But now the question arises, is this incident real, or just imagination, or a fabricated story? The very idea of peering into the past with such clarity raises a frightening question. Is time travel or any kind of temporal manipulation really possible? Do we think that time travel is limited only to science fiction? Or maybe there could be some other ways that have remained hidden from us until now or that we haven't discovered yet. Can these theories ever become reality, or are they just ideas that play with our minds? The concept of time travel is something that really makes us think, and in today's video we'll learn about time travel and its different types. So get ready to go on a journey where all your ideas about time could completely change. Imagine that time itself is a huge and complex tree. At its center is a solid, strong trunk that holds the entire tree together. Countless branches emerge from this very trunk. Each branch shows how time travel can happen in many different ways from the main timeline. Each branch twists, grows, and creates new paths, which bends the fabric of our reality in such a way that we can barely understand it. The concept of time travel isn't as straightforward as we think. We mainly divide it into two parts. Forward, that is traveling ahead, which we also call time travel into the future, and backward, that is backward, which means traveling into the past, or what we also know as time travel to the past. But keep in mind that the paths of both these types of time travel become even deeper and more complex. So deep that we can't even imagine them. Every turn, every change, and every shift in time in these branch-like timelines has the potential to create something new. Just thinking about it is scary. Let's start with forward time travel. You might have heard about this before. It's the idea of moving forward within the timeline. Just like we can fast forward a movie reel and see everything ahead of time, in the same way, by traveling forward in time, we can also see upcoming events. But here a very strange question comes to our mind. What if we are already living in forward time travel? How can we confirm which branch of time we are currently a part of? Time travel is a mystery in itself, but scientists believe that the concept of time travel can be turned into reality through time dilation. Scientists have already proven the concept, so just imagine if you could travel at the speed of light, time would almost stop for you and you would be able to see the future of the entire world. At that time, you might even experience some bitter truths of this universe. It is possible that you may find out that the future is already predetermined, a destiny that cannot be changed. What if the future is a destination that can never be avoided, no matter how hard you try? And even if you are able to change it, what effect will it have on your future? Maybe you'll realize that you're trapped in a time loop from which it's impossible to escape. Backward time travel. Now let's talk about traveling into the past. The very thought of stepping into the past feels like getting lost in a maze where the most dangerous paradoxes and moral dilemmas constantly follow you. The idea of time travel into the past not only challenges our understanding of the universe, but also the fundamental laws of physics of this universe. can we really bend the fabric of time so that we can reverse whatever has already happened? Some theories suggest that backward time travel might be possible if we can find a wormhole or somehow manipulate space-time. But this is where the real fear comes in. When we try to make any changes in the past, just imagine you travel back into the past and you prevent a very catastrophic event from happening. Either you prevent someone from being murdered or you avert a normal disaster. As soon as you make any change in the past, the entire reality itself changes. And these small changes eventually present us with a very unexpected result. It's possible that the natural disaster we prevented could eventually lead to an even bigger catastrophe in the future. This is called the ripple effect. But what happens when timelines start reacting to your interference in time? Some theories say that the timeline is stable like a big tree. Just like no matter how much you push, you can't move it. In the same way, time absorbs all your efforts. And there are some events that don't make any difference to history. Timelines remain as they are, while some theories say that the timeline is unstable. It reacts to every change you make, meaning that timelines react to the changes you are making. As soon as you step into the past and try to change anything, there will be no change in the already existing past. Instead, the timeline creates a new future in response to that change. It's like a branch that comes out from the main trunk of a tree, which separates from the original timeline. This means that if you tamper with the past, a new timeline is created, and this gives rise to another terrifying possibility. In a fixed timeline, no matter how many times you go to the past, no matter how hard you try to change anything, nothing will change and you'll be trapped in a terrifying time loop. Suppose you go 50 years back to see your grandfather, then this event will keep repeating for eternity. Every time you will go see your grandfather, and this will always keep happening like this. You will never even realize that you are stuck in this time loop. It sounds really scary just to hear, but if you go back in an unstable timeline and make changes, the entire history will change. The paradox. Whenever we travel into the past, we always have to face paradoxes, and paradoxes confront us with a terrifying aspect of time travel. Like in the grandfather paradox. If you go to the past and kill your grandfather when he was just a child, it will completely disrupt the entire future. Because if you kill your grandfather when he was a child, obviously he wouldn't have gotten married or had children. So there's no question of your father existing in this universe. And if your father can't be born, then how could you exist? And if your grandfather died in his childhood, then who did you go back in time to kill? If you don't even exist, then who was it that went back in time to kill your so-called grandfather? It's all confusion, just confusion. Apart from this, these paradoxes raise the question, are you stuck in an endless loop in a reality where your own existence is colliding with itself? But what's even worse is that if we're already stuck in some kind of paradox like this, but we don't even realize it. Maybe every time we change the course of events, we just end up in a different version of ourselves. And in this way, we get lost forever in a huge web of timelines filled with countless realities. Isn't it possible that we're part of a game we know nothing about? Multiverse is a concept that could possibly change everything. Many theories say that meddling with timelines is what gives birth to the multiverse. More accurately, it's about parallel worlds, and some people also believe that meddling with timelines isn't necessary. If you just travel to the past or the future, you will enter a different reality, meaning time travel shapes parallel worlds. Every time you travel to the past or the future, your reality also splits according to the timelines. Every time you step into a different reality, into a different parallel world, whatever steps you take there give birth to countless possibilities ahead, where things are happening in a slightly different way. According to this model, you are not changing the main timeline, nor can you change it. Instead, you go into a parallel universe where any changes you make will have an effect in that universe. But the main timeline will continue exactly as it always has. It's like if you travel back in time to kill Hitler before he becomes a dictator. Now, the reality of our world won't change, whether Hitler became a cruel dictator or not. History can be changed, but your time travel will definitely create a parallel universe where Hitler was never able to become a dictator. And in this way, infinite parallel universes can exist. Don't you think that time travel gives us countless chances to change our past, but maybe there's no real benefit to it? If you've ever thought, if only I'd done that, I'd be in a different place today. If only I could go back and change that moment. Even if time travel ever becomes possible, you might be able to change that moment, but it will be in another universe. Here, you will remain exactly the same. This shows that the time that has passed cannot be changed, and the future is already decided, which we cannot change even if we want to. We have to make the best use of the present time because that's where the excitement lies. And as for time travel, it's not as simple as going from one place to another. This journey holds some of the deepest mysteries of this universe, which reflect the true nature of our reality. As we try to understand the theory of time travel more deeply, we realize that maybe we'll never truly understand it. Friends, what are your thoughts on this? Are we close to uncovering the mysteries of time travel? Or is it a secret that will always remain hidden from us? Do let us know in the comment section. For more such informative videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel and enable the bell notification. Friends, we will meet again soon with another new informative video. Until then, stay curious, be happy, and goodbye.